21. Anti-cockroach tricks that only experienced exterminators actually rely on. Most homes fail, not because people do nothing, but because they trust the wrong solutions. What follows explains why common methods fall short, how infestations survive quietly, and which hidden steps decide whether cockroaches disappear temporarily or stay for good. 1. Understand the enemy, cockroach biology, and resilience. The first real trick experienced exterminators learn is not about killing. It is about understanding what they are dealing with. Most people assume cockroaches are fragile insects that die easily. That trust comes from how small and exposed they look when you spot one on the wall. That trust is misplaced. Cockroaches are built to survive conditions that would kill most insects. They can hold their breath for close to 40 minutes. They can survive severe injury, including living for days without a head, because their bodies do not rely on oxygen the way mammals do. Sprays that seem powerful often only slow them down. The long-term consequence of ignoring this resilience is wasted effort. When you treat cockroaches like ordinary bugs, you use tools that never reach the core of the infestation. What you see dying is never the real problem. The next trick is even more dangerous because it hides behind something people believe protects them completely: cleanliness. 2. Sanitation is not enough. Why clean homes still infest. People trust cleanliness. They believe a clean home cannot have cockroaches. This belief is reinforced by years of advice telling people to sweep, wipe, and sanitize. That trust breaks down when you understand what cockroaches actually eat. They feed on grease film, glue, cardboard, pet food dust, and even residue you cannot see. A clean kitchen can still provide enough food to support a colony hidden inside walls or appliances. The long-term result is false confidence. People clean harder, not smarter. They delay real control methods, while the infestation grows quietly in places cleaning never reaches. The next trick is better, but more hidden, because it focuses on something most homeowners never think to remove: water. 3. Dehydration control, the hidden role of moisture. Most people focus on food. Exterminators focus on water. Cockroaches can survive weeks without food, but only days without moisture. This is why professionals inspect leaks before applying products. The mistake homeowners make is assuming visible dryness means safety. Moisture hides behind refrigerators, under sinks, inside walls, and around drains. Even condensation from appliances can keep a colony alive. The long-term consequence of ignoring moisture is endless reinfestation. You can kill adults repeatedly, but as long as water is available, eggs hatch and numbers recover. The next trick is worse for people who rely on quick fixes, because it exposes how limited chemicals really are on their own. 4. Integrated pest management, beyond chemicals. Many people trust sprays because they act fast. You see a roach die, and it feels effective. That visible result builds confidence. That confidence is misplaced because chemicals alone do not solve infestations. Sprays push roaches deeper into walls and increase resistance over time. Professionals use chemicals as one part of a system that includes sealing entry points, controlling moisture, and monitoring activity. The long-term consequence of spray dependence is stronger, smarter roaches that are harder to eliminate each year. The next trick is even more deceptive, because it uses traps that look passive, but reveal more than killing ever could. 5. Monitoring. First, what traps tell exterminators? Homeowners trust traps because they catch roaches. Seeing bodies inside makes it feel like progress. That trust fails when traps are misunderstood. Professionals use traps to learn where roaches travel, nest, and feed. Traps are not about killing numbers. They are about gathering information and adjusting treatment. The long-term danger is misreading success. People stop too early because traps catch fewer roaches, while colonies remain active in hidden areas and rebound later, stronger than before. 6. Crack and crevice. Targeting, why placement matters. This trick looks simple, which is why most people get it wrong. They trust that spraying open floors or walls is enough, because that is where roaches are seen. It feels logical to treat visible areas. That trust fails because cockroaches avoid open spaces. They live and move inside cracks, gaps, wall voids, and tight seams. When products are placed even slightly away from these paths, their impact drops sharply. A treatment that misses these routes can lose more than half its effectiveness. The long-term result is survival without contact. Roaches keep moving through protected routes while products sit unused in open air. The next trick is better and more hidden because it replaces visible force with slow, silent spread inside the nest. 7. Gel baits over sprays. The silent kill strategy. People trust sprays because they work instantly. A roach drops and the problem feels solved. That reaction is deeply misleading. Gel baits work in a way sprays cannot. They are slow on purpose. Roaches eat the bait, return to hiding places, and spread it through contact and waste. This reaches roaches you never see, including deep inside walls. The long-term consequence of choosing sprays over baits is expansion. Sprays often push roaches away instead of killing them. Colonies break apart, spread wider, and become harder to control over time. The next trick is worse and more dangerous because it explains why familiar chemicals stop working entirely. 8. Resistance evolution. Why chemicals fail over time. Many people trust the same product because it worked once. Repeating it feels safe and logical. That trust collapses when resistance builds. Cockroaches adapt fast. Repeated use of the same chemicals allows stronger survivors to reproduce. Within a few generations, entire populations stop responding. The long-term effect is escalation. People use more product more often with less result. Professionals rotate active ingredients to slow resistance. Most homeowners unknowingly train roaches to survive. The next trick is even more hidden because it targets the future of the infestation instead of today's adults. 9. Insect growth regulators. Breaking the life cycle. This trick feels unsatisfying at first. Insect growth regulators do not kill roaches on contact. Nothing dramatic happens right away. That delay is the point. These regulators stop young roaches from growing and reproducing. Adults age out. Eggs fail to replace them. Over weeks, the population collapses quietly. The long-term consequence of ignoring this method is endless replacement. Killing adults without stopping growth means new roaches always take their place. The next trick is more deceptive and deeper because it reaches spaces sprays and baits never touch. 10. Dust insecticides for hidden voids. Dust looks harmless. Many people underestimate it or apply it poorly. Professionals use dust inside wall voids, behind appliances, and inside gaps where roaches groom themselves. The dust sticks to their bodies and is swallowed later. It stays active far longer than liquid products. The long-term danger of skipping this step is untouched nesting zones. Home treatments often leave entire sections of the home untreated, allowing infestations to survive and rebuild quietly. 11. Exclusion tactics. Most people ignore. This trick is trusted because it feels boring. Sealing gaps does not look like pest control. People focus on killing, not blocking. Cork and weather stripping feel like home repair, not extermination. That trust is misplaced because reinfestation usually comes from outside. Roaches enter through gaps around pipes, vents, drains, and loose wall edges. Professionals actively search for these entry points. Most homeowners never notice them. The long-term consequence of ignoring exclusion is repetition. You keep treating the same problem because new roaches keep entering the same way. The next trick is even better and more hidden because it removes safety instead of attacking roaches directly. 12. Habitat disruption. Rearranging rather than killing people. Trust clutter. Boxes, cardboard, storage piles feel harmless. They feel organised or temporary. That trust fails because cockroaches thrive in quiet, undisturbed spaces. Cardboard holds moisture and food residue. Clutter creates dark, warm zones where eggs develop without interference. Professionals often rearrange rooms before treatment for this reason. The long-term effect of ignoring habitat disruption is protection. You unknowingly provide perfect shelter where treatments never reach. The next trick is worse because it exposes how moisture keeps infestations alive even when everything looks dry. 13. Water management. Professional audits versus assumptions. Most people trust what they can see. If floors are dry, they assume water is not a problem. That trust breaks down when hidden moisture is found. Leaks behind walls, condensation under appliances, and damp flooring keep roaches alive even without food. Professionals measure humidity and inspect plumbing before treatment. The long-term consequence of guessing instead of auditing is survival. Roaches endure treatments because water remains available when no one looks. The next trick is more deceptive because it shows how cleaning still leaves behind attraction signals. Before we proceed further, subscribe, like and comment why you like this video for a chance to win a new Apple MacBook. 14. Sanitation limits, biofilm and odor. Attraction. People trust cleaning routines. Wiping counters and mopping floors feels like control. That trust is incomplete. Thin grease films and organic residue build up in cracks and corners. These odors attract cockroaches even when surfaces look clean. Professionals target these micro areas directly. The long-term result of surface cleaning alone is false security. Roaches follow smells you cannot see and settle deeper into the structure. The next trick is the most serious so far because it connects infestation to long-term health damage. 15. Allergen and health impact. Why partial control isn't enough. Many people trust that fewer roaches means less risk. Seeing fewer insects feels like improvement. That trust fails when allergens remain. Cockroach waste releases particles linked to asthma and breathing problems. Partial control prolongs exposure even when sightings drop. The long-term consequence is ongoing health impact. Only full population reduction improves air quality and reduces allergen levels over time. 16. Night behavior mapping. Why daytime sightings mean failure. Most people trust what they see during the day. If roaches appear only at night, it feels manageable. If sightings drop, it feels like progress. That trust is misleading. Cockroaches are night active by nature. When they start appearing during the day, it usually means overcrowding. Nesting areas are full, food is tight, and roaches are being forced into open spaces. Professionals take this as a warning sign, not relief. Exterminators often inspect homes at night because that is when real movement patterns appear. Daytime checks hide the worst zones and give a false sense of control. The long-term risk of ignoring night behavior is failure. You treat symptoms while the main population stays hidden and active. The next trick is even worse and more hidden because it explains why infestations come back after you think they are gone. 17. Egg case targeting. The invisible rebound. People trust visible results. When adult roaches disappear, the problem feels solved. That trust collapses when eggs are ignored. Egg cases are tough and resist many common treatments. They sit quietly and hatch later, restarting the infestation without warning. Professionals physically remove egg cases and use methods that stop young roaches from developing. The long-term consequence of missing eggs is rebound. Weeks later, roaches return in numbers, often stronger than before. The next trick is better, but more deceptive, because it turns basic home repairs into pest control. 18. Structural repairs. As pest control. Most people separate pest control from maintenance. Cracks, loose tiles, and wall gaps feel cosmetic, not dangerous. That belief is misplaced. Roaches use these spaces as highways and nesting zones. Professionals treat repairs as control tools. Sealing and fixing structures removes movement paths and safe hiding areas. The long-term result of partial repairs is persistence. Even strong treatments fail if hidden routes remain open. The next trick is more hidden and more precise because it uses behavior instead of poison to guide action. 19. Behavior-driven traps for response management. People trust traps because they catch roaches. A full trap feels like success. That trust breaks when traps are used incorrectly. Professionals place traps along known travel paths and near waste spots. The goal is not killing, but learning. Trap patterns show where colonies live and how they move. The long-term danger of random trapping is confusion. You catch wandering roaches while main nests stay untouched. The next trick is worse because it exposes how store products quietly fail against serious infestations. 20. Professional-grade formulations versus store shelves. Many people trust store sprays because they are easy to buy and widely used. That trust is fragile. Many store products rely on the same chemical types that roaches have already adapted to. Professionals choose treatments based on species, resistance history, and environment, not convenience. The long-term effect of blind product use is resilience. Roaches survive, adapt, and require stronger measures later. The final trick is the most important and most ignored because it demands ongoing attention instead of quick relief. 21. Ongoing monitoring and adjustments. The true exterminator mindset. People trust one-time solutions. A single treatment feels efficient and final. That trust does not hold in real infestations. Professionals monitor weekly, adjust placement, rotate methods and respond to changes. Roach populations shift and adapt constantly. The long-term consequence of stopping early is rebound. Without monitoring and adjustment, infestations return quietly and restart the cycle.